Hello and God bless. I am from Trinidad. My name is Andy Bijadar. This is my wife and my son Joseph. It's a little testimony about how the Lord has moved um, in the birth of little Joseph here. Uh, my wife here was in like labor for 2 days, and we have a midwife that come out to our house to do it. I mean, she started with other brothers and sisters in the church, and we decided to use her. She works at the hospital, but the hospital is a real mess. So we lost one of our kids in the hospital because of the system. So I was willing to like let God have His will. I mean, if the child is to, if we have to lose the child at home, the Lord gave and the Lord take it away. So I was willing to go that road. So after 2 days of being in labor, with well, my wife here being in labor, and she couldn't put forth this child, the midwife was she works in the hospital, so she has faith in the hospital, but we have faith in unseen. I mean, we follow the message, we stream, and the inspiration of the hour, Brother Joseph on the land. So after 2 days, I mean, the church was praying and everything else, but when better couldn't be done, she was insisting that we go to the hospital and probably cut or do whatever she want to do. But we were still having faith, and we were saying like, give us more time still. But she was with us 2 days, so she had to leave to go home and probably get new clothes and change and check other people that she has to deliver to and whatever. So she left, and desperation kind of set in, because when she come back, she wants to go to the hospital. So we sent out a prayer request. Well, we text Brother Erickson, and I don't think I got a response immediately, but I got a response, and then a couple hours later he responded that Brother Joseph will be praying for our situation at 5 p.m. to go to prayer and pray for Brother Joseph. While he prays for us, we need to pray for him. And it's like, wow, a prophet got our attention. So I mean, our faith was way up again. So that's exactly what we did. My sisters was there, like, with us to help out anything. So they decided they will go in the back room and pray, and we would pray out in our room. And we started to pray, really pray for Brother Joseph. I mean, the burdens and everything else that he carried. We really started to feel for him. And just somewhere within that prayer, I just stopped. I just feel really light, and I mean, it was different. And I just stopped. I looked at the wife and I told her, I said, I think it was at 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock. I can't remember exact hour, but somewhere there. I just looked at her and I said, Joseph is coming at, I believe it was 9 or 10 o'clock. And she looked at me and she said, I feel the same way. She feel really light and everything. And she felt something that I felt, that we touch, I mean, God or something, by praying for his manservant. And we was all happy and everything. We just worshiped the Lord and everything. And when we were done praying, we spoke to, well, my sisters was there, and they said they felt something, but they didn't really take it on, you know, because we told them that we need to go to pray for Brother Joseph. He'll be praying for the situation here. So the midwife came back, and when she came back, she checked, and she said she'll give us one more chance. So she was going to induce labor now and try again at home. And she did all that she had to do, and she said, listen, according to normal procedures, this child will not be here until tomorrow morning. But we started testifying to her that, listen, this child will be here. As I said, I can't remember if it's 9 or 10 p.m., but I don't want to be wrong, but I gave her the time. And she just smiled, because I mean, she been doing this all her life, and there's no way possible that could happen. It's 5 a.m. according to natural, you know. So she did all that she had to do. She checked and she said, listen, the dilation is now at 2, and it need to be, I forget how much before anything could happen. So it's now at 2, and according to normal process, it will be 5 a.m. So she said, listen, I'm going to take a rest. So she lied down in the bed in the room right there and fell asleep. And then, well, she started having pain just a little while before the time that we spoke about, 9 or 10. And I mean, she started making little noises and stuff. So the midwife woke up and she's like, what's going on? So we said, well, she's having pain. So she's like, yeah, but that's normal. She'll start now and then the pain will increase and it will happen in the morning. So we are like, I don't think so. I think this child is going to come now. So she would mill around a little bit, then she said, because she kind of uneasy now because we really strong on what we believe here now. And she just decided, okay, you want me check? I'll check again. So she turned around to get her gloves and whatever to check to see how far this dilation stuff is. And by the time she was getting her gloves, here comes Joseph. He was out. And she's like, I don't believe it. So I had to like step in and get gloves and try to help her because she was nowhere ready, and here's the child. So here's Joseph. Oh, she even said that the cord was around his neck and all that when she was doing her test and whatever. And we have to go to the hospital. And we was like, we willing to take whatever comes at this home. Because the hospital failed on one, we are willing to fail here with God. So, and today Joseph is here and we're streaming, we're on the message. I mean, we are here in Jeffersonville because we believe that there's a prophet in the land. So we just I mean, this is big. God bless.
Sister?
Hi, my name is Sister Mele. We have been streaming a very long time, and since we came to the message, where Joseph came in our hearts, we get to believe what he is and the prophet, and really believe strongly what he is doing is God's will. And it's really a life-changing thing because it grows spiritually in our lives, that every day we see new things happening in our lives that brings us closer to the Lord. With Joseph's testimony, it's really it was like something big in our life because we had to hold on to faith, that it was God we needed to hold on to, not anything else. So while on labor, it was like no one was there to support you but God alone. That's the time you need to really rely on God. And when time came and we had to build our faith and to believe on God, because it's like the midwife say, you are going to get cut. I didn't want any cut from the beginning. I don't like knives. So we started to pray, and then we text Brother Erickson, and then Brother Erickson got in touch with Brother Joseph and said that, then he called and said that to pray for Brother Joseph while we pray for him. And at that moment, I started to feel different. I started to get natural labor where normally I don't have natural labor. So it was a miracle that when the midwife came back, she said all is normal, all is well, and it would seem to be going well, but her time frame was much longer that was predicted. And as the time goes long, she said that you will not have this baby now. But I was like, I want to have this baby now because it's a long time and not being able to rest comfortably. And while she needed to take a rest because she was with us for a couple of days. So while in labor by myself there, I felt like the child was coming. She knew in her scientific way that it is not possible for the child to be there. Yeah. So while there, I said, no, the baby is coming now. So I just rushed to the bed without her even getting ready. It was all done. So it was by God's grace he was born within way before the timing, and way before even the fully diluted. He was not fully diluted, so he was just there, and by God's grace he made it. He's still here, and we are so happy that he's here even every day. He is a blessing to us because he does so many things that we ourselves cannot believe. Certain things happen to him, and we just believe God because we know he's predestinated, and we know we believe in a God that if something happens, we trust in the Lord for him and just pray and commit it to the Lord's hands. And we thank God for Brother Joseph ministry, that today we can see the light and believe in the message streaming gets us really strong every day to hear the words of the prophet every day. So it's truly a blessing.
God bless you.
God bless.